You're listening to the station where Washington comes to talk. It's Brian Wilson and Larry O'Connor.
Joining us now, what can you say about Dennis Miller? 3 decades of accomplishments, Saturday Night Live, best weekend update anchor ever, broke ground on the HBO show, of course, Emmy Award winning, and now a hugely popular radio host. Plus, the NFL, Monday Night Football. Dennis Miller, thanks for joining us this morning.
Getting a few horses shot out from under you breeds an eclectic career, Art.
Is that how it works? Well, you know what? Let's stick with football real fast. I mean, what did you think of Sunday night's game? Did it deliver on all levels?
I love the Super Bowl because they can't call the game in the same BS way they do during the season in the name of political correctness and lawsuits of Damocles hanging over them. They realize that they're now in the commerce kill zone. They got 112 million people watching. People who are tertiary to the game, by and large, don't watch it. They can't screw the pooch on the nest egg. So the refs get out of the way. They let them bang a little. They understand they can't call the game. Listen, the regular season for the NFL now is a politically correct escapades that allows them to put something on tape that will allow them to dodge the impending fecal storm of civil litigation against them. So the Super Bowl, they realize they can't screw the pooch on that, so they let them play. So I like the Super Bowl because I find it, the non-BS sort of game that they play during the regular season. So
you're with me. That was pass interference at the last play there at the end of the game. 49ers got screwed, right?
Yeah, well, we could have shut it down and called that. We could have called every penalty in the game. Then you've got 3 hours of penalties, and then like a month after that happens, nobody's watching the game. Yeah, we can listen. We're all trying to figure out, or at least the progressives in this country are, how we can live forever, so we cannot do anything with each other. Can I tell you, if you're offering me 90 or 95 right now, so I can sit around who want to lecture me on how to live my life for an extra 1,500 days, take me at 90, all right? I don't need it.
So I hear you're coming to town, and you're going to be with that Bill O'Reilly guy. What's that all about?
Well, we do a kabuki theater, and then we do a little puppetry, and then at the end we sing "You Don't Bring Me Flowers" to each other.
Oh, man. Okay, folks, go to Ticketmaster right now. You want to see the puppet show, Bill O'Reilly and Dennis Miller, Bolder and Fresher Tour 2013. This is going to be
I do 35 minutes of comedy. Billy comes on and does 35 minutes of avuncular. We take a 15-minute break. We come out and do 35 of Q&A. We've got sort of a Mutt and Jeff thing happening. It seems to work. I think I make him laugh a little, and he gives me a little more political cachet than most.
Well, all the years that I worked at Fox News, whenever I would go out and meet people and they found I worked at Fox News, the question I would always get, Dennis, is, what is that Bill O'Reilly really like? And in all the years that I worked at Fox News, I don't think I ever really came up with a good answer for that. So what would you say if I ask you, what is Bill O'Reilly really like?
Smart enough to realize that Garbo had the long run and Nicholson's had the long run, because you don't give it up all the time on who you are. You let some mystery seep into it. O'Reilly's a good cat. I can't say I know him inside out, but I can know he's bright enough to know that in a sloppy world where you can stand next to somebody at a mall and know the innermost details of their sex life as they blab it onto a cell phone on speaker, that if you just zip it once in a while and just do your job, that you become mysterious, and mystery breeds repetitive viewership.
The mysterious Bill O'Reilly and our guest right now, Dennis Miller, are going to be appearing at the Daughters of the American Revolutionary Constitution Hall. That's Friday, April 26th. The Daughters of the American Revolution. You can get tickets now. Yeah, listen, you do this all across the country in various cities. How will it be different here in Washington? You know you're just going to be right around the corner from the White House.
Well, I know I'm not going to meet anybody. I don't. I
you don't
hate
think
that
he'll be
whole job. No, I don't meet him. I would. Yeah, honest to God, they could invite me to the White House tomorrow. I wouldn't go. I like guys who are competent at their jobs. I don't have an extra guy with Obama. He stinks at his job. I'm not going to go in. It's like when somebody has a bad movie, I don't go to it either. So I have to sit there and fake like the movie was good. I don't know much about Barack Obama. I don't want to know much about him. I want a guy who's competent. He stinks at it. So they can invite me in tomorrow. I wouldn't go to see him. But I'm just talking about that whole ramble down there of politicians. My dressing room's closed. I don't want to meet anybody. I want to get in, do my job, and get out. Listen, politicians to me are the guys who, quite frankly, weren't good at sports, didn't master a musical instrument, and a guy like Menendez, this was their last chance to get laid. Is Menendez ever going to approach a good-looking woman in his life if he can't fake like he matters and fly out of the country on somebody else's Gulfstream? He can barely get laid there. So I have no interest. There's out of 535 people on the Hill who are quote-unquote leaders, I'd say 35 of them. Anybody who assumes they need to be met is full of it.
I think that's a good rule for life, actually. I like that.
Yeah, it is.
All right.
I mean, listen. Look, John McCain, who's led a more consequential life? John, in the real world, is a mensch. But to stay up in that rat hole for 32 years and pretend like you matter, it eats into the McCain thing for me. I don't know how he does it. Listen, there should be term limits. We all know that. It would solve a lot of the things in this country. I don't look at guys like Grassley or Chris, whatever the hell is in there, or that bum. I look up and think, Leahy. I look at Leahy and I think, what else could Leahy do if he wasn't quote-unquote my leader? Where's that going to work? He would have had his snout popped in a workplace years ago by somebody saying, shut up.
Then I got to ask you, Dennis, as we're almost out of time, but I got to ask you, given that and given your feeling about incumbency, on the horizon, I mean, what new people who have recently been elected to Washington or maybe haven't yet made it to Washington are you looking at and thinking, okay, this is somebody that I could get behind?
Larry, I've shrugged. If I was in charge right now, I'd tell the Republicans to get the hell out of the way and expedite whatever this guy wants, because what he wants isn't going to work. The quicker you get to that and let it fall apart, the quicker you rebuild this country. Any interjection by the GOP at this point to stop this man down is going to be pointed at as the problem when it does go to hell in a handbasket. Get out of his way, grease the skids, let him get to what he wants, and then around 5-6 years from now, people will be shaking their head going, wow, how did that happen?
What were we thinking?
Yeah, wow. All right, well, that gives you a flavor of what you're going to get on Friday, April 26, 8 p.m., Daughters of the American Revolution, Constitution Hall, Bill O'Reilly, Dennis Miller, Boulder, Fresher Tour. Dennis Miller, thanks for joining us.